Good morning. It's before sunrise. We're about to go out into Lake Erie shortly. It's supposed to be a very good day. The last day was very windy. We're going to try to make it all the way up to St. Clair, Michigan. The reason we're kind of moving pretty quickly when we can is we need to get to our son's wedding on Lake Michigan on the west side of the state. And so we're kind of moving quickly. We had that slowdown, that 6-week slowdown when we had mechanical issues in Solomons, Maryland. So we're a little behind. And so we're moving right along. So it's like we're putting in long days, staying overnight and trying to move when we can. So today should be another long day, all the way to St. Clair, Michigan from Toledo Beach, which is in Monroe, Michigan. We are in our home state. But we're going to keep moving right along, and we're not going to cross our official wake until under the Mackinac Bridge. So we got a little ways to go to cross our wake, and then we're going to start loop number 2 on our way to our son's wedding. We're coming up to the Detroit Light, which will be pretty much the end of Lake Erie, as we'll soon be heading into Livingstone Channel and then into the Detroit River. Heading into the Livingstone Channel, and that will head us right into the Detroit River. So we're near Amherstburg. On our port side, our left side is USA. On our starboard, our right side is Canada. We're riding from inside today because it was chilly this morning. So since we're coming across Lake Erie and then we'll head to Lake St. Clair shortly, we just decided let's stay inside instead of bundling up. Much better than, I feel like a snowman. It was like 50 this morning, I think. Like, it's only going up to 73. I need my sunshine in Florida warmth. Okay, this is pretty exciting. We are coming up to the Gordie Howe International Bridge. And the Gordie Howe International Bridge is named after hockey great superstar, Detroit Red Wing, Gordie Howe, who was born in Canada. So it's a great name. The construction of this 1.6 mile bridge, it's like a cable steel bridge, began in 2018, and completion is about 2025. So when we came through here a couple years ago, they hadn't even started to cross the river yet. So this is pretty exciting as we begin to cross underneath the soon-to-be completed Gordie Howe International Bridge, connecting Detroit on the port side, the left side, to Windsor, Canada, on the right side, the starboard side. Looking just behind the Gordie Howe construction, I'll see if I can zoom in a little here. You'll be able to see the Detroit Ambassador Bridge. That's also about one and a half miles long, going across the Detroit River. That's also connecting Detroit to Windsor. Now that bridge was built in 1929, so you can see with all the traffic I'm going to zoom in over there on the historical train station, which in the 70s pretty much became abandoned and eyesore to the city of Detroit. But Ford Motor Company took it over and is renovating it. I believe that it's going to be for their electric cars, and it'll be opening very soon. And they're restoring it to what it looked like inside as best they can. It was a beautiful lobby. It's just gorgeous buildings. And there's the Ambassador Bridge, about 1.4 miles. You can see all the traffic going from Detroit on the port side left and to Windsor on the starboard. That is Canada. We are now underneath the bridge, and we're noticing that there's actually a diver boat and a couple safety boats. I think just in case, but we did see some work on the bridge. Detroit, downtown Detroit. Dan and I, one of our favorite cities. It has really rebounded, and it is a fabulous town to visit, to stay in, to play in, to eat. We absolutely love downtown Detroit. There's the skyline of Windsor, Canada, which is in Ontario. About this because we are about to enter into Lake St. Clair. Lake St. Clair is our home lake. Our home lake we haven't seen in 15 months since we've been to Lake St. Clair, and it's really amazing. We're going to cross it today. We're not going to call this crossing our wake because we're going to call underneath the Mackinac Bridge. The reason we're doing that is because these are all places we've been, and Captain Dan and I decided we're not going to start our journey of the Great Loop until we take our boat somewhere our boat has never been, which would be under the Mackinac Bridge, where we first started. So going up through Lake St. Clair River, Lake Huron, we've been there, done that. So we're counting that like our big long driveway before we start the Great Loop. So yeah, the Lake St. Clair is about to happen, and oh my goodness, this is exciting. Here is the Detroit River Safe Harbor Marina at the north end of the Detroit River. There's also Milliken State Park near the Renaissance Center downtown, which is a great place that's right off the Riverwalk. So there are marinas in Detroit. We're starting to enter into Lake St. Clair, so those are the girls' points, and I just want to zoom in on this house here. Yeah, that's a house. It's official, we are in Lake St. Clair. They call it the heart of the Great Lakes. It is shaped like a heart, and it connects our 5 Great Lakes. I'm so excited! Where are we?
We are in Lake St. Clair.
Yes, Lake St. Clair is our home lake.
Yep.
We have now been here for 15 months.
15 months, yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
we just crossed into Lake St. Clair, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah, we don't usually come down the shipping channel like this, but we're actually just, even though it's our home lake, we're just blowing through here.
Yeah, we're
on our way.
passing through. We're going to head up to the St. Clair River so we can continue on, because our actual crossing of the lake, or ending our first loop, is where we officially started, is under
Mackinac Bridge.
the Mackinac Bridge.
So that's our first time we took our boat into Lake Michigan.
That's right. So we're counting, I guess, Lake St. Clair and the St. Clair River and Lake Huron, kind of like our long driveway.
Our home water, yeah.
Our home waters, because we've been there so many times. So when we crossed under the bridge, that was all new. So the beginning of our Great Loop. At the end end of the St. Clair River, the northern end, there is the town of Port Huron. There's the Black River going into Port Huron. So start of the Port Huron to Mackinac races. There's a big sailboat race that goes there yearly. And on this side is Windsor, Canada. Sarnia, Canada. As you can see, the water here is a beautiful teal turquoise blue. The current is running south. This is basically a strait as well, the St. Clair River, connecting the Great Lake of Huron to the heart of the Great Lakes, Lake St. Clair. See all the sailboat masts there. Lots of sailing comes out of Port Huron. And there is the Huron Lightship. The Blue Water Bridge connects Port Huron, Michigan, USA, to Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. There is an eastbound bridge and a westbound bridge. The original was built in 1938. And in 1997, they needed a second bridge because of all the traffic and the commerce going across the two countries. So they added a second bridge. So one bridge is eastbound and one bridge is westbound. And they're two different styles. At the base of the bridge, if you look very closely, is an old train station. It is now a museum, but Thomas Alva Edison worked there as a teenager, selling newspapers and candy. It's also where he actually saved a little boy's life by pulling him off the track. Very nice museum in Port Huron, Michigan. There's a lot of water being funneled right under this bridge as we speak. 3 Great Lakes are getting funneled into this river, the St. Clair River. We've got Lake Michigan, Lake Superior, and Lake Huron all funneling under these 2 spans, the Blue Water Bridge. So it's a little rough going through here. And both countries fly both flags. The Blue Water Bridge. We have now officially left St. Clair River, and we are about to enter Lake Huron. It's our second Great Lake today. We started in Lake Erie and are ending in the beautiful blue water of Lake Huron. Hopefully, good waters, weather gods, Neptune, here we come. Be good to us. Alrighty, we're off, horizon bound, heading toward the horizon. This morning, I don't know what else to say. Ta-da! Oh my goodness. Oh, say can you, oh, Canada. Can I have a Lake St. Clair smooch?
I guess.
Mwah!